before the Big Bang, the universe was condensed down into an object about the size of a pea or a pearl. Let's say a pearl. The universe is the size of a pearl, but that pearl is so dense that it weighs twice as much as the entire universe. Let's try to mentally picture what the universe was like before it began. As you can see in this animation, the universe curves, almost like a giant hump, if you will. And then it continues on until it forms another hump. But on top of these humps are little humps. We view these humps as voluptuous, succulent. We'd like to bounce them around, motorboat them, give them a little twist. But that's not the world we live in. The world we live in is a three-dimensional world. We cannot observe these humps. But man, they would look great if you could. The universe is a very mysterious place. Ooh. Oh shit. What were we talking about? I've made lots of predictions for mankind. I believe in the future, women will be phased out completely due to artificially intelligent sex bots. These robots will not come with a mouth. For pure entertainment purposes, we could drop suns into black holes, feeding them, just to watch the destructive power. When dinosaurs ruled the earth, they ruled with an iron fist. They objectified their people, raised taxes, took away healthcare. These dinosaurs were ancient. Columbus wasn't sure the earth was round. He himself personally believed they would in fact fall off the edge. He simply told his men that it was round in order to get them to go. Alright, so I'm in Flagstaff when all of a sudden I see this mountain just lighting up. And there are flashes of light everywhere. And there's real tiny ones and then real big ones. And it's hard to make out the real tiny ones, although I will point them out later. The big ones are really easy to make out. But, I mean, I could see it with my eyes, no problem. The big ones, the little ones, going just crazy. Like, this whole mountain was just flashing away. Like, it was nuts, man. And it reminded me of the Brown Mountain lights or the Marfa lights. You know, so I'm assuming there must be, or there might be some kind of a phenomenon where, depending maybe on minerals in the mountain, it could produce some kind of lights, some kind of lighting effect. Maybe something like St. Elmo's fire or something. But you know, there's a number of places where this happens. And I guess Flagstaff, Arizona is another one because, I mean, look at this. See, now you're going to start seeing some of the little flashes. And I'll slow it down for you and stuff like that so you guys can really make them out. Now look how quick these are, these little flashes. But I could see them no problem. And when I watch the video, I still see them no problem. But I don't know if anyone else can make them out. But I could see it plain as day when it was happening. And all this is happening on the mountain. I know it looks like it's happening up in the sky. It's not. There's a mountain in the background. So you can barely make out the outline of the mountain. But I mean, look how bright that's getting. And you know, you might think, oh, maybe there's a car or something on the mountain right in that particular, you know, specific spot. However,
the bright light appears all over the mountain. You'll see it far on the other side of the mountain, up on top, in the middle. Like, you'll see. Although you will see the bright light appear down here a number of times, it does appear all over. And you see these random little flashes everywhere on the mountain. And it was just blowing my mind that no one else was paying attention to this. See, now what you see at the side of the screen is actually the antenna of the truck I'm in, but I'm zoomed in, so it's kind of blurry. You know, don't confuse the spots on the windows for lights. Like that right there that just lit up, that was definitely a light. But those other things, those are just spots from the window. You know, so right there I was inside the cab, and then I pulled my phone outside to get a clear shot. Or that's what I was doing. This is still inside. Yeah, and I'm not sure what was causing this. Um, could it be UFO related? Probably not. But I still thought it was fascinating nonetheless. People try to relate the Brown Mountain Lights and Marfa Lights to UFOs, which I think is ridiculous. I'm assuming there's got to be some kind of rational explanation for it, um, but it's still interesting that it does in fact happen. So you can see I'm marking out little flashes that are up there, and they happen all over. But I try to pick out specific areas where they happen, where you guys can see them. Yeah, I'm assuming it's something natural, but is completely unknown to science. So just like ball lightning, or something along the lines of Earth lights or something like that, that's known about maybe, but very little very little research is done into it. I think probably no research is done into these mountain lights, but apparently what it seems like is that there are certain mountains around the world which produce some kind of light creating phenomenon, whether it's some kind of a swamp gas, which is possible, or some kind of buildup like that of methane or something coming out of the mountain, or if it's minerals, um, uh, or other phosphorescents interacting with each other, something that scientists simply haven't been able to study yet. It's possible that it's UFO related too. There could be an alien base hidden in the fucking mountain. Who knows? That was a big flash right there. And these were happening all over. Look, so you can see these are all over. I was kind of stuck right here because I was looking out the window, but the camera was still inside in the truck at the time, so you got this other reflection on the windshield. But you could see the lights happening behind it. You can even see the little flashes that happen all around it too. Yeah, this whole, and what's interesting is on the other side of the mountain, a little ways away, is the Lowell Observatory, where they discovered Pluto. Um, Flagstaff is known as a dark city, and which has very little light pollution, and they actually maintain that. They prevent buildings from putting up big spotlights on them and stuff like that to keep it dark. You know, but this was happening down like kind of at the base of the mountain. Well, I really all over. I mean, you could just see it happening just all over, just these weird flashes of light. And there are no roads on the mountain or anything. I mean, you could see right up to it. It's just mountain, just rocks and some trees and shrubs and stuff. I mean, you could clearly see it in the daytime. There's no roads or anything on it. Where this stuff is lighting up is just random patches of land on the mountain. All right, so you have the phenomenon of the Brown Mountain lights, and then you have the Marfa lights in Texas. Although I do believe they're two different things. The Brown Mountain lights, I think, are a natural phenomenon that does occur, and the Marfa lights, I believe, are probably car headlights way off in the distance. The Marfa lights aren't usually seen on top of mountains or anything. They're just seen way off in the distance, you know. And, I mean, more likely than not, it's something. Yeah, there's a rational explanation for it, like oil factories or oil refineries and stuff way off in the distance. But the Brown Mountain lights have been filmed a bunch, but there are people who, like National Geographic, who went to go film it, and during their attempt at filming it, they were most certainly looking at a lens flare reflection from one of their cameras, and they thought it was a light that their infrared camera was seeing. It was ridiculous. I know what it looks like from experience because I deal with infrared cameras and stuff all the time. I know exactly what they were looking at. They were just obviously inexperienced, or needed to make the show exciting. All right, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. UFO Proof out.